Monarch Media presents the latest edition of Wake Up with Wilder. I'm Ted Alexander with the head coach, Bobby Wilder. Coach, we'll talk about the crazy game down at Southern Miss in a moment, but first an update on David Washington's condition.
He had an MRI this morning at 6:30 a.m., so we'll know more this afternoon. He's definitely out for this weekend. The early prognosis was possibly torn MCL and ACL, but we'll hope for the best once we get the results of the MRI.
You guys were thinking when you head down to the Western Division leading Golden Eagles, forget about the 6-6 stuff. Let's get win number up to number 7. So tell us about the ball game, a 31-21 lead in the third quarter, and things were going well.
Yeah, I felt like for the first 37 minutes of this game, we were the best football team in Conference USA, and it was really encouraging, Ted, from the standpoint of how young we are, how well we played on the road for those 37 minutes against the best team. And I say I felt like we were the best team because I think Southern Miss is the best team in the league. They lead the league in almost every category. They're leading in offense, they're leading in defense, outstanding on special teams, and we played so well at the start of this football game. For 37 minutes, I felt like we were the best team and got a really good glimpse into who we're going to be in the future.
When you take a look at where the game started breaking down, it's all about turnovers. No matter who you're playing, when you're playing, where you're playing, it's all about turnovers.
Yeah, we created turnovers in the first half. Our defense with 2 turnovers. A huge strip by Terrell Reed, Martez Simpson, 33-yard touchdown return. Then they're driving, and Falante Misha with his third pick in 3 quarters, the last 3 quarters of football, 52-yard return, and they got us back in the third quarter. We scored to go up 31-21. They answer, which great teams do, make it 31-28, and then we had the fumble, Zach on the screen pass. We had a good play going. Ball gets popped out with a really good form tackle. They score. Next drive, ball's tipped from one side, defensive end, to the other side, a defensive end who was being blocked, and then all of a sudden it just opened up, and that we showed our youth at that point, Ted, because we did not handle adversity well as a football team there, something we need to grow from.
So you turn the page on that and you move forward to what you deemed the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. One game to get into a bowl against Florida Atlantic. What did they show you in their overtime loss at Florida that you can learn from?
Well, starting with what we talked about as a team, I've told our team this since we started our program. The games in November are the games you remember. They're always the biggest games, and we've set ourselves up for the biggest game in the history of our program against a team that's playing really well right now. Florida Atlantic goes to number 8 Florida, a team that's battling to get into one of those 4 championship spots, a team that's 10-1 now, and they take them to overtime at 20-14, and they're playing really good defense right now. Their defense held Florida to 250 yards in this game, including the overtime session, and offensively their quarterback Johnson is playing good football. He's protecting the ball, not turning it over. So this sets up to be a huge game for our program, and a game I think is going to be a really good football game.
How do you prepare for that huge game without getting all confused with the noise around you?
Well, the biggest thing is I want the kids to hear the noise. I want them to feel the sense of urgency we need to have going into this game, because they're well aware now, Ted, with UTEP losing, Rice losing, there is no competition for a bowl spot. It's ours. If we win this game, we're going someplace warm around the holidays, which I know you wouldn't mind.
How exciting is it to be coaching at this time of year with so much on the line?
It's great, Ted. When you think about it, we've been playing football for 7 years. We've only had the opportunity for postseason 3 times. We did it in 11, we did it in 12, we were competing for the national championship, and here we are in 2015 where there are no restrictions like there were last year. We were bowl eligible, but there were restrictions. No restriction this year. It's there, it's ours for the taking.
Old Dominion, Florida Atlantic, Saturday at home, Foreman Field at SB Ballard Stadium. 12th Monarchs. Go to whynottix.com and we'll see you for a noon kickoff. Don't forget that's a noon kickoff on Saturday. For the coach Bobby Wilder, I'm Ted Alexander. This has been Wake Up with Wilder on Monarch Media.